Wow. Good morning, everybody. So the first thing I have to tell you guys, now, all of you that are here in the bowl, not you guys, all you guys, we have a big responsibility today. We have to send the class of 2025 out in style. So let's do a test. Can I hear a big round of applause for the class of 2025? Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. We got this. My name is Steve Fastook. I'm the chair of the Kean University Board of Trustees. And on behalf of our board and all of us at Kean, I want to extend our warmest welcome to all of you and congratulations to the graduating class of 2025. Today, we celebrate yet another enormously successful academic year at Kean. I can't think of a more fitting way to bid farewell to a truly stellar class of graduates than today's ceremony. Now, we have a great program for you, so let's get started. Okay, phones. Let's turn the ringers off. Yeah, I know. If your phone's loud enough to disturb this ceremony, we got other issues, but let's turn the phones off. But we want you to take videos and photos. And if you do, please use hashtag Kean2025. That way we can all see each other's stuff, and we'll put it up on the big board for you. Graduates, if you feel more comfortable without your caps, you may remove them, but you'll have to put them back on when instructed to do so by the president so that you can turn your tassels at the correct time. Thank you. So we always begin by acknowledging our service personnel. But before we do, I'm going to ask one very special service member, Sergeant Ryan Boudrum from the United States Marine Corps, to stand next to his sister, Alaya Boudrum. She is graduating today with a Bachelor of Criminal Justice. Where is she? Ryan made a special trip here today to surprise Alaya and her family. Now, I ask that all active service personnel please join Ryan and stand to be recognized. Okay, you guys can be seated. I'm sorry. Actually, I hate to say this, but please rise and remain standing for a moment of silence as we acknowledge our troops who are bravely serving our country at home and overseas. We also remember those who helped us along the way. May the memories of our friends and loved ones continue to inspire us to live our best lives. So please, let's have a moment of silence. Thank you. Please welcome to the stage singer Ashley Henson, who is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Theater, and sign language interpreter Hugar Eltomi, who is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Speech Language Hearing Sciences in the performing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star
Wow. Thank you so much. Please welcome to the podium Lucia Pasternak, Kane University Campus Minister, for the reading of our invocation. Lucia?
Good morning. I am honored to be with you for this special occasion and to gather with you today in a spirit of thanksgiving for the days and the years that have led you to this moment. So let us pray and give thanks by first centering ourselves with a moment of silence. Gracious and loving God, who has granted us life, who has sustained us, and who has helped us to reach this point, we thank you for this day and for the gift that each and every person here is. We thank you for this university and for the gift of education. We thank you for the gift of support of our family and friends who have walked with us through the many hills and valleys of this season of life. We thank you for the many faculty and staff members who have aided in the growth of these students and have taken care of their well-being. Most of all, we thank you for these graduates. We thank you for the gifts you have given to them, for the blessings that they are and will be to a world that is greatly in need. We pray, O God, that these graduates use what they have learned here to bring reconciliation to a world filled with division. Bring peace to a world filled with conflict. Bring justice to a world filled with injustice. And bring equity in a world of unfairness. Lastly, we pray that in the following years, the friendships that have been forged, lessons that have been learned, and wisdom that has been gained may continue to be fostered and grow. That any anxieties or doubts may be quelled by an increasing faith and hope that you are a steady companion in all things, and that they may trust that the world is in need of their individual gifts and talents now more than ever. Amen. Thank you. Congrats, grads.
So before I introduce our platform guests, I want to take a second to acknowledge our faculty, our staff, our marshals, and our administration. The brilliance that is sitting around us is unfathomable, and yet these are the kindest, most compassionate people you will ever meet. I want you to give them a lot of love today. They're really amazing. So I'm supposed to tell you to hold your applause till the end, but I don't care if you go crazy the whole time. Just have a great time. These guys are absolutely amazing. You may not know them, but I will tell you, they know you. And they work really hard to provide everything that you've experienced in Kane at your time here. So let's give them a lot of love. We're going to start with somebody who's not on the podium today because she's backstage making sure everything goes great, like she does every day. That is Senior Vice President and Chief of Staff, Audrey Kelly. Okay, here we go. Barbara George Johnson, Vice President, the John Watson Institute at Kane University. Karen Lyons, Vice President, Student Affairs. Dr. Bertie Chapman, Acting Associate Dean, Division, I'm sorry guys, you can sit. Sorry about that. I'm really forgetting on the sitting thing, I don't know. Sorry about that. Make yourselves comfortable. Yeah, it's better, right? Better. Dr. Bertie Chapman, Acting Associate Dean, the Division of General Education and Interdisciplinary Studies. Joy Moskowitz, Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs. Jay O'Callahan, Vice President for Transformational Learning and our Chief Online Officer. William Miller, President and Chief Executive Officer, Kane University Foundation. Lucia Pasternak, Campus Ministry. Ed Esposito, President, Kane Alumni Association. Sophia Sakowitz, valedictorian, class of 2025. Jeffrey Brooks, our graduate student of distinction. Mackenzie Kuntz, President, Student Government. Dr. Keith Bastian, Associate Provost for Science and Technology. Dr. Laura Becker, Associate Provost for Faculty Development. Dr. Tobin Porterfield, Associate Dean, the College of Business and Public Management. Dr. Elizabeth Hyde, Acting Associate Dean, the College of Liberal Arts. Dr. David Joyner, Acting Associate Dean, the School of Integrative Science and Technology. Professor Rose Ganella, Associate Dean, the Michael Graves College. Dr. Derek Swinton, Associate Dean, the School of Integrative Science and Technology. Dr. Brian Teasdale, Associate Dean, the Dorothy and George Hennings College of Science, Mathematics, and Technology. Dr. Jessica Adams, Dean, Kane Ocean. Professor David Money, Dean, the Michael Graves College. Dr. Jessica Thurlow, Dean, the College of Liberal Arts. Dr. James Konopak, Dean, the College of Health Professions and Human Services. Dr. George Chang, Dean, the Dorothy and George Hennings College of Science, Mathematics, and Technology. Dr. Sanjay Gray, Acting Dean, the College of Education. Dr. Jin Wang, Dean, the College of Business and Public Management. Dr. David Birdsell, our Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Michael Salvatore, Executive Vice President for Academic and Administrative Operations. Andrew Brainin, our Chief Financial Officer. Felice Vasquez, the Chancellor for International Campuses. Dr. Joseph Youngblood, the Chancellor for Kane Ocean and Kane Global. Catherine Gallagher, Senior Vice President for Student Success and Retention. Karen Smith, Senior Vice President for University Relations. Dr. Carlos Rodriguez, Senior Vice President for Administration. Dr. Pamela Monaco, President, Ocean County College. Thank you for being here. Bertha Little Matthews, Trustee, Kane University Board of Trustees. Richard Torres, Trustee, Kane University Board of Trustees. Linda Lewis, Trustee and our Vice Chair, Kane University Board of Trustees. Dr. Thomas Bistocchi, Trustee and our Secretary, Kane University Board of Trustees. Matthew McDermott, Trustee, Kane University Board of Trustees. Ada Morell, Trustee and our past Chair, Kane University Board of Trustees. Todd Mayo, Trustee, Kane University Board of Trustees. Rajiv Malhotra, Trustee, Kane University Board of Trustees. David Spivak, Trustee, Kane University Board of Trustees. Danielle Brathwaite, Student Trustee, Kane University Board of Trustees. Celia Blackman, Alternate Student Trustee, Kane University Board of Trustees. Professor Patrick Ippolito, Kane's longest serving faculty member. Pat carried the mace today. Our honorary doctorate recipient today, a Kane alum, a major Kane supporter, Senate President Nicholas Guattari. And your 2025 commencement speaker, Lori Hernandez. Platform guests, please be seated. Guys, I need you to shake this building off the foundation for our amazing president, Dr. Lamont Repollet.
Whoa. I'm just going to take a moment to soak this in. And so when I walked in today, I pointed up to the skies and said, won't he do it? So right now I'm going to say, won't he do it? God is good. Welcome, distinguished guests, board members, university leadership, faculty, staff, families, and friends. Good morning, University, Kane University class of 2025. What an extraordinary day this is. We gather here as one unified family, graduates of both undergraduate and graduate programs, to celebrate a milestone and honor the power of a shared journey. One resilience of community and of climbing higher together. As president, it is my greatest honor to share this defining moment with you. Each of you arrived here with your very own dreams, your own struggles, your own path, and your own strengths. Many of you began this journey at a time when our world was turned upside down, when the global pandemic transformed classrooms into Zoom rooms and uncertainty into routines. Yet you adapted. You showed up anyway. You navigated isolation and loss with grit and grace. You kept climbing when the path got steep. In doing so, you redefined what it means to succeed. I began my presidency at Kane during that same challenging time. So when I say we're in it together, I mean it. And make no mistakes, we did not just endure, we overcome, we grew, we triumphed together. And I will always, always treasure that shared connection between us. But none of us made this journey alone. You were uplifted by families who sacrificed, friends who reminded you of your own worth, professors who pushed you to grow and stretch you, and by ancestors whose greatest hope echo in your achievements. I have given many commencement speeches over the years. Trust me, a lot. In nearly every one of them, I have asked graduates to turn and thank the people who got them there. Parents, loved ones, mentors, and friends. But this year, it hits a little different for me. Because this year, I am one of them. You see, among you sits my daughter, Lauren, graduating her Bachelor's of Arts in Architectural Studies. Daddy, see you, Lauren. Lauren, your mom, Taylor, and I cannot be proud, and we love you. You see, this experience has given me a deep appreciation for what it means to walk alongside someone you love on their collegiate journey, to support them through the years of effort, and to watch them shine. And it reminds me how important it is for all of us as parents, guardians, and loved ones to know that our love, our sacrifice, and our belief in you made a difference. To every parent, partner, child, friend, and champion out there, this is your victory too. Graduates, let us take a moment now to thank everyone who has taken you this journey with you. Wish them a well-deserved round of applause. So please give your family, your loved ones, and your friends a thunderous round of applause, graduates. Because won't he do it? My family's love for Kane runs deep because we know that this university stands for education that transforms lives, research that pushes boundaries, a mission rooted in access, service, and excellence, and a vision that centers on people. See, today we are joined by extraordinary graduates whose journeys show exactly what it means to climb higher, who embody the mission, the momentum, and the meaningful impact that define Kane. Remarkable students like Janeda Fernandez, an education administrator who returned to college to earn her English writing degree while also raising her son, who is about to graduate high school. That calls for a double celebration right there. Anthony Bogash, valedictorian of Kane's class of 2023, is already applying his MBA skills as a pricing analyst for Wake Firm, and they are lucky to have you, Anthony. Camille Rosa, who pursued her management degree with unwavering spirit and strength over 9 years after immigrating from the Philippines. Congratulations, Camille, you made it. Idunu Adeneje, a science and technology graduate from Nigeria, who completed 2 internships and finished her course requirements early so she could begin her PhD in computer science at the University of Illinois. Keep making us proud. And Trudy Carpeneno, a communication graduate, mother, and grandmother who reminds us all it's never too late to chase a dream and always the right time to inspire someone else. We appreciate your wisdom, Trudy. These stories, your stories, are no exception. They're a Kane standard. They are the heartbeat of this institution, and that speaks volumes about who you are and who we are. Most importantly, they are their reminder of who we must always strive to be, a place that welcomes all, a place where potential becomes progress. Class of 2025, you have not only earned your degree, you have helped Kane shape's next chapter. Because of you, we are now an R2 Research University among the top 8% of research universities in the nation. Now that deserves a round of applause. Because of you, the value of a Kane degree, your degree, continues to grow in impact and recognition. In strengthening Kane, you have laid the foundation for something even greater, a future rich with purpose and possibility. So let me be honest with you, graduates. You're entering a world that is messy, where disinformation drowns out truth, and the lines between progress and division is increasingly hard to define. But you are not powerless. You have the knowledge, the training, and the resolve to meet this moment, to be the antidote to the challenges we face. Here's my advice. Be curious, ask questions, admit when you're wrong, listen more than you speak, speak up even when your voice shakes, and always reach back to give others a hand. Your degree are more than credentials, they are instruments of change. The arc of history is long, but it leans towards justice, not by accident or inertia, but because people like you guide it forward. Graduates, that calling now belongs to you. You are the brilliant minds who are revolutionizing your fields, the compassionate hearts who will heal your communities, and the bold visionary leaders who will lead with fairness, courage, and compassion. Today you leave this arena as Kane graduates, but for every day that follows, you carry something far more profound. The hopes of those who came before you, the obligation to lift others as you climb, and the power to create meaningful change, one classroom, one business, one community at a time. So follow your dreams, trust your intuition, lead with your heart, and never stop climbing. Your journey is just beginning. The world is waiting for you. Congratulations.
So for many of you, Kane University has been your home for the past 4 years. Now, we sincerely hope it will continue to be your home away from home as you return to campus, see events, and support the next generation of students. Here to perform a song about how powerful the concept of home can be is Kane student trustee Danielle Brathwaite. She is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Accounting. Take it away.
think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I wish I was home, I wish I was back there with the things I've been knowing. Wind that makes the tall trees bend into leaning. Suddenly the snowflakes that fall have a meaning, sprinkling the sea makes it all clean. Maybe there's a chance for me to go back now that I have some direction. It would sure be nice to be back home where there's love and affection. And just maybe I can convince time to slow, giving me enough time in my life to grow up. Time, be my friend. Let me start again. Suddenly my world's gone and changed its face, but I still know where I'm going. I have had my mind spun around in space, and yet I've watched it grow. And oh, and if you're listening, God, please don't make it hard to know if we should believe in things that we see. Tell us, should we run away? Should we try and stay? Or would it be better just to let things be? Living here in this brand new world might be a fantasy, but it's taught me to love. So it's a real to me, and I've learned that we must look inside our hearts to find a world full of love, like yours, like mine,
You sang that, girl.
Wow, I'm speechless, Danielle. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Danielle. Now, please welcome to the podium Trustee Richard Torres from the Kane University Board of Trustees. Rich?
Good morning, class of 2025. For this monumental occasion, it was important to select a speaker who, like all of you, is resilient, determined, and excited for what the next chapter will bring. Lori Hernandez fits that description, and she too values the importance of higher education as she just finished her junior year as a drama major at NYU. Lori was born in New Jersey, and her road to success started here when she began gymnastics training at a young age. Her fighting spirit and hard work paid off as she became the first US-born Latina to make the US Women's Olympic Gymnastics teams in over 30 years. Now, just making the team would have been impressive, but Lori was determined to do much more. And her commitment paid off as she won a gold medal in the women's team event and a silver on the balance beam. She followed that up with 2 New York Times bestsellers, I Got This, To Gold and Beyond, and She's Got This, a children's picture book. In addition to her work as an author and athlete, Lori has served as a literacy champion and continues to be a tireless advocate for reading as a powerful pathway to leadership. She has also solidified her championship status by winning ABC's hit show, Dancing with the Stars, co-hosted American Ninja Warrior Jr., had her own Barbie Shiro created in her honor, and was a gymnastics analyst for NBC, providing expert commentary for the Tokyo 2020 and Paris 2024 Olympic Games. And all of this before she turned 24. Please welcome your 2025 commencement speaker, Laurie Hernandez.
Y'all, they brought out the box for me to stand on, and I knew I was up next. Good morning, Kane University. Thank you so much for having me, and most importantly, congratulations to the class of 2025. Give yourselves another round of applause. Holy smokes, you made it. Y'all must be so tired. Jeez. When I was 5, I remember watching gymnastics championships on TV. And I remember being so in awe of what I saw. Grace, strength, in its rawest physical form, shown as gymnasts on a balance beam. I remember pointing to the screen and looking at my mom and saying, "Ma, I want to be just like those girls." I think she prayed for a second, took a deep breath, and said, Great, are you sure? Ooh. And then she proceeded to sign me up for classes. I was 12 years old when I competed at my first ever gymnastics championships, the competition I had watched as a little girl. I assumed it was gonna go well. I didn't really consider that it could go wrong, even though subconsciously that was my biggest fear. I also didn't realize that I had immense performance anxiety as a 12-year-old, causing me to spiral before I even touched the equipment. I thought that was normal. The competition began, and there was a skill, a release move, on the uneven bars that I was nervous about. Yeah, I fell on that hard. Your girl wiped out. And then I fell on the dismount of the same routine. And then we transitioned to the balance beam, the next event, and my routine was going just fine. And then I fell on a simple full turn. And then we moved to the next event, and I fell on my tumbling pass on floor. I fell multiple times that day, is my point. I wiped out on the skills that both I was most afraid of and some of my easiest ones. I got last place. Well, technically I got second to last place. The very last girl didn't do all 4 events. It's whatever, don't worry about it. But short of getting injured and pulling out, everything that could go wrong that day went wrong. I walked out of that arena just gutted. I remember, leaving and not looking anyone in the eyes, and I sat alone, tearful. My coach was disappointed, and I was practically swimming in self-doubt. I had convinced myself that I'd let everyone down. And then I convinced myself that this sport was not meant for soft, anxious girls like me. But then something interesting happened. My mom found me. She brought me to a quiet corner. She lowered herself to eye level with me, which at the time was very, very low. And she said, "You have every right to be upset, and you have every right to feel crushed and frustrated and disappointed, and it's okay to cry. But I think we should also remember there's so many little kids around the world who would love to be competing at this competition that you're at today. So you know what? I think we should celebrate." I was stunned. Celebrate? After a performance that to this day made me want to crawl out of my skin? But she insisted. So we went out for ice cream, and we sat on the grass. At the time, I didn't get any of it. The point she was trying to make soared right over my head. The next year, though, I'd compete at this competition again and make the jump from 21st place to 2nd place. Thanks. The year after that, I'd have to back out of the entire year due to breaking my wrist and having a knee injury that caused me to get surgery and took me out for a while. The year after that, I qualified to championships again. And before the meet even began, I realized that I didn't care what the results came out to be. I heard my mother's voice and realized that sometimes just being there is enough. I won that meet. My name is Lori Hernandez. I was a part of the women's Final Five gymnastics team at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games. I actually, as mentioned earlier, just wrapped up my junior year at NYU. So, give me a year and I'll be where all of you are today. And you know what? Let that be a reminder that everyone's timeline looks completely different, and that's how it should be. Transitioning from an athlete to a student was daunting. I was homeschooled from the 3rd grade all the way up until I graduated high school, and my entire identity was just wrapped around gymnastics. And suddenly, I retired as a 21-year-old. I know, right? What? I had to redefine myself. It felt like being an alien and having to learn earthly customs. Also, athletes are weird, which doesn't help. But hey, I discovered something incredible. I wasn't starting over. I was building upon everything that I had learned. Trust your foundation. It's a lot stronger than you realize. As someone who's trained to only see the next big win and strive for ultimate perfection, I thought that's just who I was. It was my identity. If I lost or if I came up short, I was a failure. And if I succeeded, well, there was no point in celebrating because that's what I expected myself to do. That's what was expected of me. That's too much pressure on anyone, and I felt it. Not many know this, but in March of 2016, the Olympic year, just a few months short of the actual Olympic Games, I quit gymnastics. Completely. I had a knee injury. I felt pressure from the entire world to ignore it and keep going. And oof, that was not a fun time for me. I woke up every morning with this sinking, dreadful feeling that I couldn't brave the day. So one night, my family and we went out to eat. And it was like a dam broke. I just sobbed and let it all out to them. I told them it was too much, and that I couldn't do it, and that I was just so tired. And while I sobbed, this waitress came over, and she kept bringing me just mounds and mounds of tissues. Yeah, by the time dinner was actually over, there was an entire mountain of just tear-soaked tissues soaked on the table of this Tex-Mex restaurant. It was weird to see a physicalized version of my pain, just a mound of tissues. But yeah, I was burnt out, so I quit. It was only for 3 days, but still, I did it. And I slept, and I ate, and I rested, and I set down this heavy weight that I had been carrying for so long. And I felt like I could breathe again. So I came back. For some reason, 3 days was just all I needed. So fast forward a few months, I competed at championships, that competition I was at when I was 12. And I came in 3rd as a senior, qualifying me to Olympic trials that year. And then Olympic trials came along, and I came in 2nd place, which automatically qualified me to an Olympic team at just 16 years old. I was so relieved it worked out. I didn't think much of anything else. And a week later, during a celebration send-off party, my sister had pulled me to the side. And she was crying, and I was like, "Oh, Pookie, don't cry. You're too pretty." She just gets so proud. But she handed me a little makeup bag, and she said, "A few months ago, you told us you were done, and that you didn't want to do it, and that it was too much." I told Dad I would keep these for the day that you made it, and I would give it back to you when you did. And sure enough, I opened the bag, and inside was a handful of crusty, perfectly folded white tissues. Your support system will often catch your success before you do. And usually it's because they're willing to hold your grief, fold it nicely, and give it back to you when you're ready. Especially right now, it can be hard to embrace your success when you're still feeling the after effects of how hard it really was for you. So I want you all to hear me when I say, today is a big deal. Oh my goodness, you all succeeded. Yeah, you made it. This milestone you're reaching today is not just a celebration of academic success. It's a celebration of every single time you kept going when things felt impossible. It's about resilience, not the kind that's flashy, but the quiet kind. The kind that gets out of bed when you're overwhelmed, that asks for help when you're used to doing everything alone, that rests when the world is screaming, keep up. While competing, even at the Olympics, I probably looked calm, confident, maybe even fearless. But behind the scenes, I was having panic attacks and wrestling with immense pressure that made even the smallest of tasks feel daunting. Some days, I still feel that phantom pressure, even when no one's putting it on me. For a long time, I thought that facing these feelings alone was strength. But what truly changed my path wasn't just personal courage, it was community. It was my family and my friends who reminded me that resilience is not a solo mission, and that real strength is having the bravery to let people in, to let them lift you when you're struggling, and to let them cheer for you even louder when you succeed. On the days where I couldn't find my own strength, theirs kept me going. Lean on your people. They will carry you much farther than you could ever walk alone. If you're leaving here today unsure of what's next, maybe you don't have a 5-year plan, maybe you had a plan that doesn't feel right anymore, I want you to know you're not behind. You're right on time. You're exactly where you are supposed to be. And for those who feel maybe a sense of grief or weight or dread from today, that's normal. That's okay. A lot of us arrive at milestones like this carrying more than any of us could ever know. Burnout, pride, fear, hope, and we carry it quietly because that's just what we do, right? But here's what's just as true, and maybe even more important. Slowing down and taking a breath is not failure. Changing your mind is not weakness, and feeling deeply is not something to hide. Some of the strongest people out there are the ones who make space for emotion and check on their friends and ask for help without knowing. They believe life has more to offer than just getting through it. So if today feels like a mix of pride and confusion, if you're not totally sure what comes next, that's okay. That's all right. You're not lost. You're probably just living without a script for the first time. And change is scary, no matter how good the change may be. For those of you who are absolutely energized and over the moon about today, who woke up ready and excited and practically sprinted to put on that cap and gown, I see you. Yeah. Hold on to this feeling. It's a beautiful thing to stand at the brink of possibility, feeling ready to leap forward into the next chapter of your life. Allow that excitement to guide you and to inspire boldness and creativity. Dive into your passions, say yes to new opportunities, explore without reservations, and keep that spark of curiosity alive. Your enthusiasm is contagious. Use it to uplift those around you, and never forget how much strength is actually within your joy. And those of you who seem like characters right out of Succession, yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Finance majors. Yeah, I see you. You probably know this already, but don't underestimate the power of raw stubbornness. And while spite, can get you far, like really far, gratitude gets you farther and faster and lighter. When I get asked about what my favorite part of the Olympics was, the answer most people expect of me is winning the medals. And for sure, that was everything that I had worked for and trained for. Of course, it was a highlight. But winning is not my favorite moment. No, my favorite moment at the games was one afternoon after practice where Allie and Simone and I were taking our hair scrunchies and slingshotting them off the balcony because we thought it was funny. Yeah. Or this one time where I had actually made it my mission to irritate one of my teammates like a sibling, and I succeeded. I put a 1-hour song on a loop on my phone, and then I put my phone in the drawer of her nightstand, which locked, by the way. I took the key, and we all laughed because it drove her nuts. Memory is an odd thing. We process so much from moment to moment. It can be hard to remember the fine details. So we tend to remember the feelings of it all, like a blanket. When I think about the Olympics, I don't just think about winning. I think about the stress and the time and the injuries it took to get there. And I think about laughing hard with my friends. When you remember college, you might remember how much you hated Intro to Sociology and how annoying those discussion posts were. You might remember what you got on the exam or what you didn't get. You will probably remember the moment where you realized morning classes are an awful idea. But you will remember the times where you laughed with your friends, the people you met. You'll remember stress eating cold takeout with your roommate at 10 p.m. to make that 11:59 p.m. deadline. You'll remember the weird memes that you sent in that group chat you made and named after someone's mom. In the midst of your success, you will remember the laughter, and that will be your favorite part. So if I can offer you all anything as you step into this next chapter, it's this. Let your ambition be curious and not punishing to you. Let your relationships reflect who you are now and who you want to become, not who you used to be. Remember that resilience is not a solo mission. Remember that sometimes just being here is enough. Class of 2025, I hope you build a life that holds space for both joy and doubt. And remember that grief and gratitude can coexist within one another. Make room for them. You don't have to pick one. I hope you remember that showing up fully, not as your best self, but as your favorite self, that's more than enough. Congratulations. We are so proud of you. I am so proud of you. And I can't wait to see what